Hi guys.
No,
Let
you
me
go
do
talk,
like
hi guys. Now, I
let me
mean,
do like dinner.
oh,
Hi guys. And I was doing it. I was trying to become a software programmer. I was always forcing myself to notice JavaScript, learn JavaScript,
it was
become
like
a
a
software
struggle.
programmer.
Today, I have a special guest on my channel. Stan, introduce yourself.
Hi guys. My name is Stan Nwaeze. I am a visual designer, and my friend here invited me for this wonderful session, so I'm here to see what she has for me.
Yay! Yeah, that's true. You don't really know what I'm going to
I
ask
don't
you.
know. Kind of surprised.
Okay, so I and Stan are currently in Orange Academy. It's a branding school, and that's where I met him. And we just kind of like vibed, and I'm like, we need to do a video together.
Yeah.
First of all, like you're a man of many talents. I
Yeah.
mean, we've talked, and Stan is very tall, and I feel like his talents are as tall as he is.
Not so tall. Like I'm just 6'2". Not.
I think that's
I'm not like 6'4".
I'm like
Maybe.
60 is tall.
Okay.
And then Stan is always like, he knows how to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, you're a designer, you can sing, you can sew, you can do
can't- I
shoes.
I can't sew anymore. I can only amend.
You can you can play the keyboard, you compose songs,
Yeah.
like, you can just do so many things, and it got me really fascinated. Like, did you set out to learn all of these things, or it just happened by chance?
Not like I really plan to learn all of these things at once, right? So life happens. So after school, after my secondary school, I was kind of let's say jobless. So I didn't want to just stay at home doing nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, so I actually try to learn different skills because I one of the things about me is that I don't like being idle and lazy. So I like trying different things. So like the zeal to try different things was what actually made me know a lot of things that I know now, right? Because I remember back then after my WAEC, I went ahead to learn fashion designing. I learned shoemaking, just learned a lot of things, So I'm an ardent seeker of knowledge. I just like to learn a lot of things. That's it basically.
You said that you don't like to be idle. Is it just you, or is it how you like? Is it something in your family? Did you see your parents doing so much that made you want to be like? Because I mean, as a young child, why were you so into learning so many things?
Okay, so one thing about me is that I hate the idea of mediocrity, right? I don't like being just there and no one is noticing me for something, right? And then my dad is very hardworking, like really hardworking. So I think that was one of the traits I picked from him. And personally, I always want to do something for myself, right? So this thing they say about testing the waters, and at the end of the day, you know which one would thrive
Yeah.
and work out for you. So that's what I did. I tested a lot of things in church. I was the keyboardist. I usually play the piano, and most times I go out for gigs,
And you get
and
paid.
I get paid 1.5 per day,
And
mostly
that was
vigils.
cool,
Then
actually.
yeah, it was cool. I was using it to survive. Then instead of just staying at home doing nothing, so I just like I don't like being a mediocre.
I really like it.
Yeah.
But then there's this thing that they say about, I mean, because you tested so many things, but now you're a visual designer.
Yeah.
Did you finally get to the point where you're like, oh, I can't do all these things, let me just focus? Like, take me through the journey of how you decided, I'm into so many things, I have many talents,
Okay.
but I'm going to focus on designing.
Yeah. So the truth is you can't do a lot of things at the same time.
Yeah, because they say jack of all trades,
master of
none.
So you can't do all these things at the same time and expect to be noticed. If you watch most of the successful people we know today, they started doing one particular thing, and when they eventually became successful, they had to diversify, because most times it's a particular thing that you know how to do that would bring you out there, and then when you are eventually known, you can start diversifying into maybe just like most musicians, right? They become popular, and then most times you see them acting movies, doing other things, maybe modeling,
real estate and all that.
exactly. So for me, I had to look at everything that I know how to do, and I studied computer science in school, right?
Okay.
So I wanted to actually venture into the tech space, right? And at the time, I was learning web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and I was doing it. I was trying to become a software programmer, and I think I was learning software programming for the wrong reason because my friend told me that I could make
Plenty
a lot of
money.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he even told me that once I learn it, and like once I get it right, that he has a job waiting for me. So I was just learning. Like then they call me stand.js, right? Like they call me stand on JavaScript. I was always forcing myself to notice JavaScript, learn JavaScript,
But it was
become
like
a
a
software
struggle.
programmer. It was a struggle for me, my God. Eventually, I had a friend, Farouk. That guy, he was one of the people that changed my life, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I can't forget him. Farouk, space creation. Yeah, he started teaching me design, right? And I just realized then that I'm more of a creative person. So I fell in love with design and I started doing design. But then I was skeptical about learning design because I thought back then that designers, what they just do is to design flyers and like all these people that work in cyber cafe. I didn't really have the big picture of what it means to be a designer. So that was how I somehow when I did my NYC, so there was one of my colleague back then at my PPA, because I served in a tech company. So she told me, if this coding thing you're doing is not really working for you now, guy. I've seen some of your designs. Do
Yeah.
something now. Like, can't you just focus on design? I'm like, okay, let me even focus on the design thing that everyone has been talking about. And that's how I started doing design, uh, graphic design, brand identity. Then back then in 2018, and eventually I'm here now. That's still what I do, and that's still what puts food on my table, and that's what I want to keep doing. In fact, I even want to advance in the field of design because design is becoming broad, and the future of design is promising, very, very promising.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, like, would you say that like you found your purpose, especially as it relates to career?
Well, yeah, I will say I have found my purpose because it's something I do effortlessly, you get. And at some point, I started teaching people how to design.
You taste it, true.
Yeah, I started doing trainings, and like I had students that I was training monthly, and it's just something that I find
Brought you joy every
fulfilling.
yeah.
Yeah, it brought me joy. So I think that's one of my purpose.
Yeah.
I think it's just a channel
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, to eventually get into the bigger plan that God has for me.
Yeah.
So it's a process, and I'm enjoying the whole process. Like,
Amazing.
yeah.
I'm actually happy that, I mean, you found designing. And one thing I know from like even class when we're doing stuff, how like you're so detailed. I feel like you need to be a detailed person if you're a designer. You always like strive for excellence. Like
Yeah.
one of the reasons why our group is like there is because his designs are really, really mad. So, and it's always like very
Gracias.
particular about excellence, and that's such a
Gracias.
big deal. But then I wanted to like talk to someone who feels like, I don't know my purpose, I don't have any talent, I don't know what my purpose is, like where do I begin, I don't know how to do anything. Like, how do you like tell them to, what journey would you tell them to take?
Well, I'm not there yet. I'll say I'm not there yet. I'm still on a journey, and but then for discovering yourself, what I would say is test the waters. If you don't really know like what you're good at, try different things, right? Try different things. Eventually, you would
Find the
eventually
one that
see,
sticks,
yeah, like
just like
find that one
happened
that,
to you.
yeah, that gives you joy. That's so easy for you to do. And I tell people like anything that is so easy for you to do, like it's very easy for you to do. Most times, the things you take as a hobby,
Yeah.
right? Most times, those things are actually where your passion or your purpose lies. You get. So try different things. Try fashion
Everything.
design.
Yeah.
Try tech. Try writing. Try designing. Try coding. Try music. Anything you try painting. Eventually, you'll find that one. But
Yeah.
for some people, they already know what they want to do.
And I envy them so much.
Yeah,
Like
I
even
know,
from
right?
secondary school, there were people that knew I want to be an actress, and they were so sure on that path,
Exactly.
and they pursued it.
I mean, back then in secondary school, I wanted to be a mechanical engineer. But
I
like
wanted to be a
then,
doctor.
or 2 years later, we can't post for social media, buy wig, buy those kind of things. So
So yeah,
like,
I mean, I love your advice. Like test the waters,
test the waters.
especially if like you're young. Like, what do you have to lose? I think the reason why people don't test the waters is because maybe they're scared of what people will think. Like,
Yeah.
people who have bad mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Which one are you doing now? Today you are here. Today you are there. But really,
Exactly.
it's not their business. It's not their life.
Yeah.
Just focus on yourself until you find that one thing.
Just focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Be known for one thing,
Yeah.
and then eventually you can diversify.
Yeah.
You get.
So I think two other things I'll talk about. What is the importance of like hard work in like discovering your purpose?
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yes.
So for example, you can have a talent, right?
Yes.
Maybe you know how to sing,
Yes.
or let's not say sing.
Dance.
Maybe you know how to, let's say paint, right?
Okay.
And then you're not really putting in the work. You're not learning. You're not developing your skills. You're not being consistent at what you do.
Yeah.
And then maybe I don't really know how to paint, but then
You're
I
just
eventually
average.
learned how to paint, and I'm always working hard to develop myself consistently. What will happen at the end is that it's very possible that I might become better than you, because I mean the only way to get better is to practice.
Yeah.
Right? So and then to practice, you need to put in the work.
Yes.
You need to be hardworking.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I always say. Like when you don't work hard at what you have, like the talents you have, you
Yes.
eventually start losing it.
Yes.
Right. So hard work is very important.
Very
In fact,
important.
anything in life, and you need to be hardworking. Anything you do at all, you need to be really hardworking and get it done.
Thank you. And then my final is not really a question. It's just like talk about God in the midst of all of this. Because even in the midst of like the confusion of not knowing what to do, not knowing your purpose, not knowing your talent, or even if you know your talent, you still need God to, help you, tell you what to do with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you need him right in the very middle of it.
God has always been the number one factor in my career progression, right? Like,
I feel it.
It's so like his presence has been so powerful. Like even most times I feel like just maybe quitting, but they say now who quits lose.
Yeah.
You understand? So God has always been the number one factor. Like most times, like most of the gigs I get, most of the client I get, I just keep asking how did it happen? How is it possible? Even the jobs I get, like how did it even happen? And there was even a time someone called me and said that he saw the job I did, he liked it, and I just got the job just like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's God, right? It's God in every factor, in everything I've been doing. So I really.
Yeah, just put him in the very middle of what you're doing.
Yet, I mean, I'm still in the process, right? So, and God is number one on the list in that journey.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, I think that's all my questions.
Thank
you, Stan. I hope that this video helped someone. If you know like a young person just out of school, or maybe they've been out of school for a while and they still don't really know what to do and they're confused, because I think everyone will have to deal with that confusion. What am I supposed to do now in this time in my life? Send them this video. I'm sure that one or two things that we said will help them.
Yeah, and then I have something else to say.
Okay.
Learn is skill. Learn is skill. Learn is skill. Very important. I can't even overemphasize it, but just learn a skill. Before you choose a skill to learn, make sure that skill is actually lucrative. Because most people just end up learning things that don't really
Anything.
fetch them money,
Money.
at the long run. That's
So
how
be a
it
learner
works for me.
basically all your life.
Be a learner, yeah.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave your comments down below. I want to hear from you what you thought about this video. And that will be all. I'll see you in my next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye. We're done. Hello. Hi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Because this is a classroom and you are not supposed to be doing this. But let us finish on time. So before that people come.
They're not even seeing you.
Correlo.
They're not seeing you.
They can't see me. Whose voice is that?
Tayo.
Mr. Tayo. Kokoro Bay. I'm coming.
Okay.
Why did they come to this very place to